all of So this concept of vision planning, it's really different from kind of like the energy of manifestation, because what we're going to be talking about today is co-creation. And you use that also in manifestation, but we're really going to learn how to harness all of this energy in order to spark momentum in our lives and to start seeing the results and kind of like start living the dreams that we have for ourselves. Because we can have the dreams, but if we're not putting like intention and commitment behind it, then they're really not going to manifest into this reality. So we're really talking about like that manifestation and the co-creation principles, is what we're going to be learning about. I'm going to share my screen with all of you, and then we'll get into presentation. Okay. Can you all see the presentation? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Perfect. All right. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be holding a specific intention for the area that we are wanting to cultivate. And just a little bit about me, for some of you who may not know me. So I worked in corporate communications for over a decade. I represented travel brands, hospitality brands, luxury brands, and like it killed my soul like every day, honestly, for a decade. And I knew that I was meant for so much more, and I lived out of alignment for way too long. But I really had this inherited belief, being the daughter of immigrants, being a first generation American, that it was not safe to dream. Like all of my dreams of being a journalist, all of my dreams of being an entrepreneur weren't safe, right? Because everything that we do, every decision that we make is rooted in some type of like primitive human instincts. It's safety and it's survival. And when I went to college, even like my editor at the magazine told me like you shouldn't be a journalist because you can't make money in it. Like you should just be a publicist. Like go into PR because that's where the money is. And I said, okay, the next day I literally changed my major from journalism to public relations. And then I spent a decade in public relations. So if that just tells you anything, I chased that survival instinct because I grew up, I was taught to be safe with my finances. So make sure you make the right decisions, have health insurance, have a 401k, because that's the American dream. So I wouldn't, I, for years, like I didn't allow myself to dream. I didn't think it was safe to. But then it got to a point where I was tired. There comes a point in all of our lives where we are called to shift and really heavily make a transformation. Like one of those moments for me was when my father passed away from cancer. And I realized, like, whose life am I living? Like, I'm not even living my own life at this point. I made everyone's decisions up until now. And that was like really the first step I took into making my own decisions, doing things for me. And from then on, like my spiritual journey kind of like took me in all of these places, opened up so many doors for me. And when I was pregnant with my first child, my daughter, that was like another second step of that catalyst where I put a plan in place and really let the universe do the rest. I said, look, I want to be an entrepreneur. I know I'm doing this. I put all of my attention, my focus, and my energy behind it. And I let the universe make it happen for me. And 3 years later, here I am, an entrepreneur, making more money than I did in my corporate job, doing what I love and what I'm passionate about, and helping other women do the same and create the change that you want to see and really live the dreams. And I'm just here to really tell you and hold the space for you to know that it is possible. A lot of us here today, a lot of, you beautiful souls who join the workshop are calling in partners, are calling in a new home, are calling in that career and that purpose. So, whatever it is that you're calling in, we'll go through all of the steps, and we're going to hold that intention and that space and that sacred catalyst for you to really grow into this. And it's funny because I never saw it for myself, but a lot of my clients actually call me like a vision doula or like a midwife, because I really do believe in helping women birth their dreams. It's possible. Like when women are conscious, when we are healed, we really do create and birth a more loving world. So that is one of my passions. That is something that I love to hold space for women, for their business, for their purpose, and even into the transition into motherhood. Super important to me. This is what I get to do now on my path. And I'm just really grateful and excited to share that all with you today. So I know in the form when you all joined the workshop, we had a specific intention of what area of your life were you hoping to set a vision or plan for. So we're just going to like ground back into that initial intention, or if it's changed since you've completed that form, just feel free to ground into, the space that you feel you're in today of, the area of your life that you really want to create a plan for today. So this area of your life, you're going to kind of like hold the vision for that as we go through the exercises and as we go through everything. I really want you to feel into that area of life and really put your energy into it so that we can feel that shift and that we can, get you onto an aligned plan that can make it a reality. All right. So the first step for vision planning, right? And this is like huge. It's the mind body connection. So I'm not sure if any of you are familiar. I'm sure a few of you are with Dr. Joe Dispenza. So he has a book about like breaking belief systems, breaking habits so that you can kind of like reprogram your brain. It's like you can lose your mind and create a new one. When we are like co-creating, when we're using this power, when we're calling in things into our lives, the mind and body connection is so important. People actually say, like, there's a saying, right? The mind over matter, but it's really like mind is matter. Like, you really need to like think, embody in order for things to materialize. So there's two really important steps in vision planning, and that is intent. So what is your intention? And this also aligns with the third eye chakra. Like, what is that vision that you are holding? And then the commitment. How does that vision make you feel? How are you committing? Like, what steps are you putting into that intention? And this is your heart chakra. This is what you're embodying. So when you're thinking and using your third eye chakra, the vision center, right? You're setting that intention. So I really just like for a second, let's just connect. Let's each connect to our intention and like really hold it in our third eye chakra, which is at the center of your forehead. So what is this vision? And then I want you to feel that vision in your heart. Feel that vision in your heart. How does that vision make you feel? Just taking a moment, like, how does that vision make you feel in your heart? And commit to it. Like, I want to feel this. This is the feeling that I want to feel. So I'm committing to it in my body. And from there, that mind body connection materializes our external reality. So whenever you're ready, just again, being present and then just realizing like the power of that moment that you spent in your third eye and in your heart, like that power, that excitement, that joy that you felt, right? And so we want to hold that energy. This is the energy that we want to hold and we want to create in our everyday life when we're thinking of that thing so that it materializes. And that is like really, really the crux of how the vision planning works, like really feeling into. And you could also use this practice for making decisions and even trusting yourself. Like, is this thing for me? Like, is this vision really what I want to create? Because how does it feel in my body? Like, how does it land? Am I ready to commit to this feeling, right? And there's a number of moments in our lives where I'm sure we can relate with, like, oh, I made this decision and it didn't feel good in my body, but I did it anyway. And the result was out of alignment. Like, that was, and it's not a mistake, but then we could relearn, right? We could retrain ourselves. Well, okay, I am no longer making decisions that don't feel good in my body or that feel in alignment. And this is really how we start to work with our purpose and our path. This is how we start to trust our intuition. So today we're also going to be talking about the feminine and the masculine structures. How does the divine feminine, how does the divine masculine support our co-creation process? And so what we forget is that we are the universe, but often we separate ourselves from that energy. We forget, right? So like a lot of what we do is retraining ourselves to remember that our soul is all a part of this beautiful web. And we're going to talk a lot about like these metaphysical properties. Like we're going to go out there. Like we're going to talk about all of these medical physical properties. Like we are nothing and we are something at the same time, right? So we are constantly co-creating. Like we are constantly co-creating. Like, you know, as cliche, and it like makes me cringe just like kind of like saying this, but you, like the thoughts become your reality, right? Like it's so cliche. Like people say that all the time. Oh yes, your thoughts become your reality. Okay, cool. Like that's all good in theory. But when you are working with like the power of co-creation and like trying to manifest, like I'm sure all of us can think of a situation where we're like, oh yes, I'm manifesting, I'm creating something and it doesn't land. Or we get that version of the thing, but it's not the full version of what we wanted to experience, right? It was only half of it. It was only like, oh, okay, cool. Like I manifested this, but it didn't hit, right? It didn't land. Like this isn't really what I wanted. I wanted something bigger. I wanted something greater. And that's because we really have to embody that energy. And we have to make sure that we're being really specific too, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about the quantum physics of it because this is scientifically proven also. Like this is, you know, everything is energy. We are energy. What we're attracting is energy. We send out vibrational frequencies and we receive the energy and the frequencies that match ours. So if we are constantly in a state of burnout, fatigue, or overwhelm, fear, scarcity, that is what we are going to attract back to us. We're going to attract the situations and the people who mirror and project all of those realities because that's what we're sending out. We're telling the universe, I'm feeling scarce. I'm feeling down. I'm feeling depleted. So we're going to constantly attract that to ourselves. So we want to be really, really conscious of, and that's not to say that every waking moment of your life has to be toxic positivity or in a state of, you know, not being authentic to your experience, because there's also power in experiencing your experience. Like today, I am just going to feel my emotions. I'm going to allow myself to be sad. I'm going to, you know, I'm allowing myself to shift through that. You don't want to like spiritually bypass any of your emotions or what you're going through either. You don't want to like manipulate or kind of trick yourself. The goal is to be in full integrity and authenticity with your human experience, but also honoring that you are a soul being who is capable of all of these limitless potentials. So if you're thinking about like, you know, quantum physics is really like these human things that we assign, right? Time is not linear, but yet we assign such a linear model to time. So often, like with my clients, they're like, oh, well, I'm running out of time. Like I have to start my family. I have to start my business because I'm old now. Like I'm like older now. I can't start my family later. Like everything. The universe will catch you up from one day to the next. Your life can change significantly, drastically. So we might be here today, and a lot of you are like, well, I want to call in my partner. You could meet that partner tomorrow, right? So the universe will catch you up. Time is an illusion. Like this present reality, like past, present, future, it's all one. So when we're working with these laws too, we can shift the past, we can shift our future as long as we are fully grounded in our present and we're tapping into that universal consciousness of being limitless, of allowing all possibilities to exist, because we also get caught up in the fact that, oh, this is my reality. I'm not going to get any more clients. Like, I can't afford that house. Like, why would this partner want to be with me? That is like the limiting belief. That is the narrative, the limiting reality we are allowing ourselves to experience. So we have to kind of expand that. We have to expand it. And we say, we are limitless. There's a number of different possibilities, infinite possibilities that can happen. Which one am I going to attract? Which one is my energy going to call in? So it's really about creating a new reality by tapping into that universal consciousness of limitless, infinite possibilities. Past, present, future timelines, we're constantly healing them. For anyone who is interested in kind of like working with divine feminine teachers, Hathor, like the goddess Hathor, the Egyptian goddess Hathor, is all about quantum healing, quantum, like working through all of these things. So you could call on her for support, like calling in Hathor for support on your timelines, healing them, because it, like, there has been studies that show when we are fully in line with like this universal consciousness, when we're tapping into this energy, we are at all moments like we are creating something, and we're co-creating with the universe. So we're constantly impacting our realities. So, what that intention looks like in motion is really letting go of the how and releasing the attachment to it, which is the hardest thing. Like, this is the hardest thing that we can do, because we want to control everything. Like, we want to control everything. We want to ask the universe for something, but we want to control how it's delivered and how it looks. So we want to say, hey, universe, I want a partner, but I want to meet him when I go out tonight. And I want him to be a certain way. And I want, like this, there's the fantasy, and there's also like the dream and like the authentic intention and reality of it. And this is where the feeling and the embodying comes in, because we don't want to so much focus on like the superficial pieces of it, but we want to focus on like how this partner, how this engagement feels to us. And that's what we want to ground into. We want to ground into that vision. So we want to release kind of like the ego of how this is presented to us, because we don't know what's best for us. The universe at the end of the day knows what's best for us. And when we start putting like these parameters in place, then we can kind of like start missing out on, again, the infinite possibility, the infinite ways that this thing can be presented to us. So we want to set the intention, but let go of like the need for the control, or let go of the ego's need to like how this is going to happen. And when we're working with the and I'm sorry, I know I'm like kind of going fast, but if at any point you have a question, or if you want to add something, feel free to drop it in the chat. And we're going to have some time at the end for community connection, where you guys can ask like any questions, and if anything came up for you. So for the feminine masculine, this is very important, because when we're co-creating, that sense of control that the ego wants to have so badly is very heavily masculine. That's like the patriarchal, limiting belief that we have inherited, of like, oh, well, in order for something to happen, I have to control the outcome, and I have to like be on it, and I have to create so much action, and I have to send out so much. And, it's that toxic masculinity structure of like constantly doing, constantly showing, constantly being right. But when we can have specific intent or specific action from a place of authenticity and integrity, and we allow the feminine structures of surrendering and receiving. This is what we forget to do. We forget to surrender and receive. Or maybe we don't forget it, but we just don't trust it enough, again, because we're trying to control everything, that we don't do it. But really, we want to set an intention, commit to it, and do the proper organizing, setting like the plans in motion without controlling it. And we just want to surrender and receive it. So we do what we do, right? We do what we know we get to do, and then we just surrender and release the outcome of it, and we just sit back and we receive, instead of having to like nitpick or control every single detail of it. So this is really what the process looks like, right? It's a 3-step process. And it's of setting the intention, committing to the vision. And again, the intention, using your third eye, like I'm sinking into my third eye, like what is this intention? What is this space of authenticity and integrity that I get to be in? And how do I commit to the vision? By embodying it in my heart space. How does the vision feel? And then expressing gratitude. And this is like the surrender and the release step. it's the energy of gratitude, the vibration of gratitude, and saying like, thank you. I'm so glad. Like it's already here, it's already mine. I'm living it. I'm like the living prayer of my visions and my intention. So now we're going to do a little exercise, like a little energetic healing, just to open up the third eye and like really activate the heart center so that when we're going into our vision exercises, we could have like this renewed sense of like clarity and just this beautiful, deep flowing energy. So we're really going to activate and awaken, the portals of our vision and our co-creation. So we're just going to take a deep breath and we're kind of just gonna, just sink into this present moment. Like you are here to be fully present. You are here because you are ready to set something in motion. You're ready to like really embrace this next chapter, this next segue and transition in your life. So we're going to take a deep breath in, exhale out through your mouth, releasing any tension, releasing any hesitancy, any worry, any fear, any doubt, just like really grounding into a state of appreciation and gratitude. And we're going to connect to the beat of your heart, just connecting and sitting in the beat of your heart, just sitting in your heart space, just allowing your energy to kind of direct and flow through your heart, connecting to your breath and to the beat. And you're going to ask your energy to appear directly in front of you. And we're going to set an intention for our energy to clear any limiting beliefs from not only our third eye and our heart chakras, but just anywhere that is blocked and that feels stagnant, so that we could really move forward with clarity, balance, and ease into this new version of ourselves and into this new chapter. So that beautiful energy of yours appearing as bright white light is now going to enter in through the crown of your head. Now I want you to feel its warmth and its loving energy and allow it to travel to the middle of your forehead. And in a circular motion, your energy is clearing any stuck or stagnant energy from your third eye. And as the blocked energy is being cleared, a deep purple light starts to radiate and expand. We're going to send that warm energy shining and radiating beautiful down through your throat, allowing it to work in a circular motion through your throat, down into the heart space where the energy expands, opens up your chest, clearing any toxic defense mechanisms currently held there, clearing out any protection that you no longer need, because this protection is limiting you, allowing yourself to feel safe, to feel seen and heard in your heart space. As the warm energy now travels down to your stomach, clearing any blockages in your solar plexus, knowing that you are worthy, that you belong, down to the womb and sacral chakra, opening up your portals of creativity, of abundance, of joy, expanding down through the legs, clearing any debris, anything that no longer serves you in the root chakra. Just knowing that you are safe and you're protected and you're provided for. Again, that it is safe to dream and move into this next version of yourself and into this next chapter. Your energy travels down your feet, growing roots, and planting those roots into the earth below you, feeling fully anchored and grounded, feeling fully present in this moment, in this time, in this space. Taking a deep cleansing breath in through your nose, releasing it out through the mouth, just allowing yourself to feel gratitude, allowing yourself to feel light, your energy to feel free of anything that is blocking you from creating this new vision. Then when you're ready, just coming back to this time and space. All right. So sending love to each and every one of you, sending gratitude, just knowing that we are ready. We are ready to start making shifts. All right, so now starting to get into this vision. Sorry, let me check the chat. Thank you, Katrina. All right, so let's get into our visions. Let's get into the fun stuff. Let's start co-creating. So if you have a journal or a pen next to you, if you want to write it in your phone, on your computer, we're just going to go through this exercise again, revisiting the intention you initially set when we first began this journey, feeling into that intention, feeling into that commitment. So if money or resource wasn't a fear or worry, how would you be experiencing your life right now? And we're going to take about 5 minutes or so to just go through each of these prompts. And, stream of consciousness, just allow yourself to flow, just allow yourself to be fully present, allow yourself to connect to the vision, the intention, answering these questions from a space of integrity and authenticity. What vision are you creating for yourself right now? So how does that intention come into reality? How does that look like? And how does this vision make you feel? When you are living this vision, what are you doing more of? When you are living this vision, what are you doing less of? Just allowing yourself to really answer these questions from your heart center. we're just going to take one more minute and just know you could revisit these questions at any time. Wrapping up any final thoughts. So now that you have kind of like that vision, like what is it that you're going to be doing? What is it that this vision makes you feel? How is it coming into fruition? You have like this beautiful vision of who you want to be, right? You're in this like beautiful energy of like, this is who I am becoming. This is who I want to be. This is what I'm co-creating. This is what I'm calling in. And then it can feel overwhelming because you're like, all right, well, that's great. Like I have the dream, I have the vision. Now, how does it manifest? How does it become co-created? This is where a lot of us get stuck. This is where a lot of us have like that fear, the worry that we can actually have it. We could actually attain this vision. We could actually make it become a reality and not just a dream. This practice actually came to me because a month ago, I was having anxiety on like the how. I was getting stuck in my how, right? So this is where we get stuck. And okay, I have my vision, I have my dream, but now how is it supposed to happen? Like, how am I going to make, the shift to the house? How am I going to have a partner? How am I going to like scale and grow my business? And I was speaking to a dear friend and a mentor, and I was telling him, oh, well, this is what I want to do. I want to grow and scale my business. This is what, the practical steps I know, like that get to be taken by me, like send out more emails, put myself out more, join different organizations or connections. And I was telling him, and, I trust that, by me doing these things, the universe will bring me the people, will bring me the clients. But I kept saying, but how am I really supposed to make this money? But how am I really supposed to meet these people? Like, how are these people coming to me? And he was like, so what you're saying is, you're doing the things, you're saying that you trust the universe, but you're still trying to control it. You're still trying to like control how it is delivered and like with my own linear timelines and expectations, right? So even when we say we're not in control of things, our default is to still control the experience. And when I was talking to him, he's like, so what is it that you are doing and what is it that you are allowing the universe to do for you? Because I was so stuck in, oh my gosh, this is what I know I'm committing to, and this is the vision that I'm holding for myself and my business, but how am I supposed to do all of it? Like all of the responsibility was on me, right? To get my clients, like to write the emails, to get my clients, to join the community. I felt like it was all on me, even though I was saying, oh yeah, but the universe is going to help me. So I developed this practice and I got super clear about, okay, if I want to grow and scale my business, what is it really that I get to do? And for me, I get to write emails, create content, join networks and organizations, be in my authenticity and my integrity without the masculine structures of constantly doing, always being in action, controlling the outcome or the result. And then the universe gets to make sure that I'm financially provided for. The universe gets to send meaningful connections my way. The universe gets to open up the doors for me that will allow me to be of most impact and of service. The universe gets to guide me and direct my steps, my intention, to put things into my awareness that will help me grow and expand my business. So when we're thinking of our to-do list, right? Like, what do you get to do to support the vision? And what does the universe get to do to bring it into reality for you? So the masculine and the feminine, this is what I get to do, the action, the organization, the structure, and then allowing the universe to bring it to you. That's the surrender, that's the receiving, that's the flow, that's the releasing the control and the how. I know I'm committed to this vision. of my life. And these are the things that I am going to personally do and take on in order to support that vision. But also, what does the universe get to do for you? So start, so write your to-do list. Like, what are the things that you get to do that light you up and excite you about this vision? And what are the things that you can really surrender and let go of and trust that the universe will take it off your plate? We forget and we think that we have to walk this path alone, and that but we have so much spiritual support at our disposal and at our fingertips. Like, we get to direct the universe to work in our favor. We get to tell the universe, look, universe, I really need you to do this for me because I'm doing my end of the bargain, right? So now you have to come meet me. You have to come meet me halfway. So what do you wholeheartedly know that you get to do? And what is it that you can release? Like, think of the universe as your personal assistant. Like, hey, my assistant can come pick up the laundry, have someone pick up the laundry. My assistant can come do this. Like, think of the universe as your assistant. And what can the universe do for you to support efforts to get you to your vision? And it could be like as simple of placing those meaningful connections and those experience in your awareness, because that's a huge thing. Because not only do we feel like, oh well, I have to do the research, I have to do the development, like I have to take on every single aspect of this, but no, like, what can the universe meet you at? And that provides us with like a little clarity, and also takes off some of that burden and the overwhelm that we can feel when we're trying to manifest and co-create and really bring our desires into reality. And I use this a lot now for like planning of like, okay, well, I'm even like in my business or like my personal endeavors, like, okay, like this is what I'm doing, like this is what I want to put into motion, like this is the new thing I'm intending and committing to. So like, what are the hats that I'm wearing, and like, what can I surrender? Yes, Anna, learning to delegate, absolutely. And that's the thing, like that's where a lot of us women get stuck, in asking for support, receiving the support, and delegating, and like time management too, right? So it's so helpful when we're like, oh well, the universe is my personal assistant, cool, like I'll just ask the universe to go bring me this. And we could really work with that energy. And everything that we do is from a heart-centered, soul-centered place, again, being in your integrity and your authority, using your magic for good, making sure that it really supports, we're not forcing anything, we're not controlling anything. And then just get ready to receive. So you've gone through your process, you've set your intention, you've set your commitment, you've expressed the gratitude, thank you so much, that it's already there. You've done your to-do list. All right, this is what I get to do. This is what the universe gets to do on my behalf. And then you just get ready to receive. So you really want to fully embrace and embody again this energy, and really like ground into it and anchor it. You want to like start walking for it, right? So if one of your things is, I'm calling in this house, like I'm welcoming in a new house, I know what it looks like. And this is where, your vision too, to the next level is, get your Pinterest board, everything that this is how I want my house to look and feel, and keep revisiting it. Oh yes, like my house feels warm. It feels like a space to entertain. It feels like a beautiful place for people to gather. It feels very healing. It feels nourishing. Get your Pinterest board, your Canva, like create your vision board and put it around you, so you could keep continuing to ground into that energy of what you're calling in. Like, start planning, like, oh well, I already know, like when I get my house or when I get my apartment, I'm going to like have this furniture. I've already started shopping for the house. Like, you really want to hold that energy as if it's already there, like it's already yours, because it is. It's just like the universe is just catching up with you and it's bringing it to you. So you want to like already start planning like it's yours, like this thing is yours. So I'm going to start shopping for my curtains. I'm going to start shopping for all of my things, putting things in the cart. Like it's already on its way to me. So I'm ready to receive it. And so just like really, again, affirming and grounding into that energy, taking a deep breath into your heart space and just affirming, like, I am grateful that this vision is mine and on its way to me in divine timing. I am grateful that this vision is mine and on its way to me in divine timing. And so it is. And you just release it, like, I know it's coming, I'm going to keep anchoring, I'm going to keep grounding into it because I know it's coming. And it can be frustrating because, again, like, our ego wants to think, well, oh, it's been a month and it hasn't been received yet. But that's the process. We want to give ourselves time to, we don't want to, everything is in divine alignment, because maybe if you receive that thing that you wanted as soon as you wanted it, you wouldn't have appreciated or been ready for it then. So just know, as we're going through this process, as we're planning and we're visioning for the partnership, the home, the business, the income, that as long as we embody it, as long as we nurture the vision, the universe will open up ways for us to heal into it also. There's a lot of healing that goes into what we're calling in. So we're healing also, we're healing the timelines, the past, present, and future timelines. We're healing them simultaneously. This is when we talk about like the quantum physics of it, like our energy and everything is catching up with us in order to receive it. So it'll come to us when it is meant. And this is like the divine timing of it, and not having to control it. All right. So that is the process. That is the vision planning. That is the structure. And it's, really beautiful to visit this like every quarter, like maybe every quarter you can visit it and you can say like, okay, like, what were the things that I was visioning in the beginning of the quarter? What has come to fruition? You could even do it month by month, maybe like using the energy of the new moon, like using your rituals and your intuition to like best display this process, like what feels good, what feels safe for you to display. Maybe using the new moon and then checking in with yourself at the full moon. Okay, what has come to fruition? What needs to shift? How do I get to like shift my vision? How do I get to reground into it? Like just constantly revisiting it, because it is a process and it is like a learned behavior, things that you're going to have to kind of work at and practice. Yeah, of course. And so I'm going to stop recording so that we could open it up to community connection. If anyone has any specific questions about anything, stop sharing. And again, so grateful for all of you to be here, everyone catching the replay. Feel free to email me, message me at any time with any of your specific questions.